The Dallas Mavericks have officially entered scary hours as they defeat the Sacramento Kings 132-96 in what can only be described as the best, maybe the single best game of basketball that the team has played to date all season, as everybody was hitting their shots. And Tim Hardway Jr., who we're going to talk about in this video, PJ Washington hitting his shots, Kyrie, Luka, even Dante Exum was getting a few shots off. The defense from Derrick Lively and Daniel Gafford, and even Luka Doncic, the whole team was firing on all cylinders, and we are slowly but surely, if we haven't already, become a team that no one wants to see in the playoffs. But we're going to break down last night's game, the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, and the ugly. But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get into today's video, 64.5% of you guys watching are not subscribed. That number is slowly going down. But if you're enjoying the content, the videos, the live stream, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on a single thing that we do here. But man, last night's game was phenomenal, and I apologize that the post-game video is a few hours late. The game ended closer to midnight, and your boy only got like 4 hours of sleep before I had to go to work, but it was well worth it because we beat the Sacramento Kings, who was a team that a lot of us, myself included, were kind of skeptical if we could win this game as well as the game on Friday, as we already played the Sacramento Kings twice this season, and we lost twice this season. But that was before the trade deadline. That was before we got the landlord and Daniel Gafford and the warden and PJ Washington. And this Dallas Mavericks team over the last few games have really been changing the whole dynamics of the squad and how we play and how we win games. But arguably, last night's game was our best brand of basketball that we have played all season, where everything was working for us. And it wasn't against a team like the Detroit Pistons or the Washington Wizards. The Sacramento Kings, where they were a much better squad last year, are still no slobs and no team that you want to sleep on this year. That we just knocked them out of the we knocked them out of the 6th seed. They're now the 7th seed, but they're still a good squad. And as this season has unfolded, I really wasn't sure how we would go in last night's game, but the Dallas Mavericks blew me away. They showed me that they have a winning culture now. They haven't won a championship with this squad, but over the last few games, they have definitely been winning. We're on a 5-game win streak now, and by now, this team knows how to win basketball games. But let's break down the box score already from last night's game. PJ Washington, man, 14 points was a plus 25, had 2 assists, 13 rebounds, and he was 4 of 6 from 3. I think 2 of those threes were from the corner. The shots falling, and I've said it multiple times on this channel, that PJ Washington being a lockdown defender will be even better once when that shot starts falling. It's going to be hard for us to lose games. Derrick Jones Jr., 8 points, was also plus 25, had 1 steal, 3 assists. He also had 1 block and 3 rebounds. He was 2 of 5 from the floor, 2 of 4 from 3. And Daniel Gafford, the landlord, finished with 10 points. He was a plus 21. He had 1 steal, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds, with 2 of them being offensive rebounds. Kyrie Irving, 24 points, a plus 28. Had 2 steals, 8 assists, and 3 rebounds. He was 4 of 9 from downtown. And Luka Doncic, Luka Mania, had 28 points, was a plus 18. He had 4 turnovers, but he had 2 steals, 4 assists, and 11 rebounds, shooting 4 of 8 from 3. And off the bench, we had a couple guys come in during garbage time, but the guys that were really helping us out down the stretch, or really this entire game, was Tim Hardway Jr. I'm here to give him his props. 22 points, was a plus 19, had 1 block, 1 steal, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds. The man was 4 of 6 from 3. He looked like Tim Hardaway of old. Didn't it look like the man that we've seen the past few games? This looked like prime Tim Hardaway, and you'll love to see it. Derrick Lively off the bench had 4 points, was a plus 10, had 2 blocks, 1 steal, 1 assist, and 7 rebounds. Dante Exum himself had 6 points, 1 steal, 4 assists, 2 rebounds. He was 2 of 3 from downtown as well. AJ Lawson and Jaden Hardy came in during garbage time, only 5 and 4 minutes apiece, but AJ Lawson gave you 6 quick points and Jaden Hardy gave you 7. And I love to see it. In the box score, normally I say the box score doesn't tell the full story, but I could tell the full story from that box score. The guys were just phenomenal. The shot was falling. I'll throw it back up real quick because the team shot 22 of 39 from the 3. That's something that I don't think we've seen in a long time. I think we've only made 22 threes over like the 3 games before last night. It was incredible. The shots were falling. Guys were getting good open looks. From the start, I think we started the game like 0-5 to the Kings. But as I've said multiple times, as we've seen multiple times with this Dallas Mavericks squad, that they don't just hang their heads when things get tough. They fight. They just continue to fight, and they came back. We got a lead. After the first quarter, we were up. And it was up from there. We outscored the Kings in every single quarter. We held them below 100 points. There was nothing that they could do. Sabonis was a non-factor. De'Aaron Fox started out a little shaky. He got his thing going, but it was too late. It was much too late once when his shots started falling. Malik Monk, who is just a killer off the bench, was just not enough to stop this Dallas Mavericks team. And if we look at the Sacramento Kings box score real quick, Domantas Sabonis got 12 points, 4 turnovers, 2 blocks, 9 assists, and 11 rebounds. Harrison Barnes with 7 points, 1 steal, 3 assists, 5 rebounds. Keegan Murray with 17 points, 1 turnover, 1 steal, 1 assist, 3 rebounds. De'Aaron Fox with 18 points, had 3 turnovers, 1 steal, 3 assists, and 5 rebounds. And Ellis had 11 points, 2 assists, and 4 rebounds. They had a little bit of help off the bench, and down there, Malik Monk, like I said, gave you 10 points, 1 block, 1 steal, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds. They shot 11 of 30 from 3 and 35 of 90 from the floor. If you look down there at the bottom, they shot 38% from the floor and 36% from 3, which there's only one explanation for that. Our defense was impeccable. The man Derrick Lively, who is a rookie, was playing excellent defense on Domantas Sabonis, where it was insane. We started Daniel Gafford, the landlord. He was doing his thing, but he quickly got into foul trouble. But once we took him out and put Derrick Lively in the first half, Lively had to get his feel for it. But in that second half, I saw a stat somewhere. I couldn't find it again to throw it up for you guys. You're going to have to take my word for it. But Derrick Lively, while guarding Domantas Sabonis, I'm sorry if I'm butchering his name, he held Sabonis to like 2 of 10 from the floor. Derrick Lively was a problem on defense for the Sacramento Kings. He was doing everything. PJ Washington, who was also guarding Sabonis, was also just locking him down. Sabonis is in my opinion, a very well-respected power forward in this league, or a center, whatever position he really plays. He is a good big. He's a guy that can really stretch the floor, shoot the 3, and play down low. But it didn't matter because the Dallas Mavericks had the answer. And this right here we're going to look over is the man, the myth, the legend, the man of the hour, Tim Hardaway Jr. had 22 points, 4 assists. He was 8 of 14 from the floor, 4 of 6 from 3, and was a plus 19. Ladies and gentlemen, this is no exaggeration. Tim Hardaway Jr. is back. And I mean that with my whole heart. And I know we've criticized him. And honestly, it is what it is. When players play bad, we criticize because we want them to do better because we know what they can be. This Dallas Mavericks team did make the Western Conference Finals 2 years ago without Tim Hardaway Jr. But if we did have Tim, who was hitting his shots and was more on the upswing instead of a downswing, who knows how far we could have gone. We have Kyrie Irving. We have Luka Doncic. We have PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, Dante Exum, Josh Green. We have good players. We have great players and good players who can all score. And it's really hard to beat this Dallas Mavericks team when those players are hitting their shots. But you know what's even harder to do? It's even harder to beat the Dallas Mavericks when Tim Hardaway Jr. is hitting his shots. When Tim Hardaway Jr. is missing, we can still win as we've done over the last few games, but when his shot's falling, when he's knocking down the 3 and the midi, it's hard. It's hard to beat us. You're going to guard Luka. You're going to guard Kyrie Irving. But if you leave Tim Hardaway Jr. wide open and he's on the upswing and not the downswing, he's going to make you pay. And he was hitting great shots. But not only was Tim Hardaway Jr. just an offensive juggernaut. I'll pull the box score back up. Let's go down and look at Tim Hardaway. He had 6 assists. The man was not only hitting his shots, he was creating for others, and it was beautiful. Now, of course, Tim Hardaway Jr. is a high-volume shooter. He is a shooter. He is going to shoot the ball. A few of those were clunks. They didn't go in, but that didn't matter. After Tim Hardaway's like second or third 3, I'm over here screaming, you know what, Tim? You know what? Just shoot everything. You can just take any shot you want. It doesn't matter. Because as long as I can get 2 or 3 threes from Tim Hardaway Jr., I'm fine. And as well as PJ Washington, who finally seemed to have found his shot, he was hitting his, 3, 4 straight made threes for PJ? I love to see it. I really don't have too much criticism. Jason Kidd was great on the coach's challenge. He was great on the timeouts and the rotations. Things were looking good for us. The Dallas Mavericks may have just played their best brand of basketball last night. But that's not only it. Luka Doncic on playing with Kyrie Irving. He said, he's the Batman, I'm the Robin. Outside basketball, he's just a great person, and we all get along so well. The chemistry is really good right now, and that's something that you love to see. Whether or not it's the truth, whether or not you agree with Luka Doncic, whether or not Luka is being honest, That's something that you love to see, because ever since we got Kyrie Irving, it feels like the fan base has been kind of torn in two. You had Kyrie fans and you had Luka and Mavericks fans. But for Luka to say, hey man, I acknowledge Kyrie, hey, he's Batman, I'm Robin. That takes a big level, that's a big level of maturity. It takes a lot for someone to say that, especially when you're a cornerstone player like Luka Doncic, to publicly say, nah, Kyrie's got it. I'm number 2, he's number 1, and we love to see it. And over here on Mavericks Digest, we believe Luka is Superman, but Kyrie is Batman, and the two can coexist. The Justice League is here. The guys are getting it done. You just love to see it. But another thing that we want to look at right here, I mentioned it earlier. Derrick Lively was playing great defense on Sabonis, and so was PJ Washington. And Sabonis had 12 points, 4 turnovers, was 30% from the floor, playing 31 minutes. Clamped by PJ and D Live. Look at them. A lovely couple. The parents of Domantas Sabonis. They're your fathers, and they proved it last night. This Dallas Mavericks team is looking good, and you can say just a one-off. You can say, oh, Tim will have a good game and go the next 5 games shooting bad. I don't care. The fact that Tim Hardaway did show you that he can still get up, he can still shoot that ball, that's all I needed to see. If we don't see this for another few games, that's fine. It's good to know that we're not going to give up on them, and they're not going to give up on us, because the way that Tim has played, you could make a case that maybe he's just given up. Maybe we're going to see less of Tim Hardaway. He's going to fade away to the deep bench. Jaden Hardy's going to replace him, and that's going to be the end of Tim. But we've seen Jason Kidd say, we're not giving up on Tim Hardaway. And honestly, it's too late in the season to do that. I think as Mavericks fans, or at least me, I'll start with myself. You don't have to agree with me. But I believe that we need to just uplift Tim Hardaway, because we know on his worst day, we can still win. It's not easy, but we can still win. But we know on Tim Hardaway Jr.'s best night, we are dang near unstoppable with this team, and that's the type of attitude you want going forward, because after this win, imagine the confidence boost of Tim Hardaway Jr., the confidence boost of the whole squad, that the team like the Kings, who I was kind of nervous about, we made them look minuscule, that you are a play-in team, and that 6th seed belongs to the Dallas Mavericks. But like I said, the 6th seed belongs to the Dallas Mavericks. I'll throw it up real quick. We are sitting pretty, only a game behind the New Orleans Pelicans, and only a game and a half behind the Clippers. We could move up to that 4th seed or that 5th seed, but honestly, I looked at the playoff bracket and what it may look like. In my opinion, I think we need to just, if we finish at the 6th seed, that would probably be our best bet to have a very deep run. If we can just put off playing the Denver Nuggets as long as we can, that the better, because I think in the first round, give me the Timberwolves. I'll take on the Timberwolves, no problem. In the second round, give me the Thunder, no problem. I'll take them. In the third round, if I gotta see Denver, so be it. That'll be our mini finals before the finals. And this team has the tools to make it happen. We got about 10 games left to round off the season before the playoffs. And honestly, it's perfect timing for this team to just bring it all together. And I love it. You love it. But we got a few more games. We got to see the Sacramento Kings again on Friday. We can't go in there thinking that we're going to do to them Friday what we did to them last night. We got to go in every game like it's a game 7. Because with that mentality, we'll go very far in the postseason. But that's what I got for you guys today. Thanks for making this far into the video. Make sure you check out our Twitter and our Discord. Links are in the description below. Consider being a channel member. And as always, take care. Peace.